Good morning, everyone. It's Cynthia with your daily tarot card of the day. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it very much. So this week we are using the Medicine Woman Tarot. And I do have information about this deck in the description box below. So we're just going to take a moment. I'm going to tune into the general collective energies for the day. These messages are timeless, so whenever you happen to find this video, there's likely a message here for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, but above all else, tune into your own intuition. Tune into your intuition, your inner guidance, your higher self, your spirit guides, however you connect with truth. And whatever card comes out, maybe you will receive your own personal messages and insights into today's energies. And today, we have the Six of Bowls. Six of Cups energy. There's definitely something here about, I heard giving and receiving, which is interesting. But yeah, okay, I get it. So in traditional tarot, when we look at Six of Cup energy, we're usually looking at, it could be something to do with the past. It could do with childhood or inner child work. We're making those connections, and or we're tapping into that childlike energy, playfulness, open-heartedness, that unassuming, innocent type of attitude with which children approach the world. It's so beautiful and wonderful. So today's energy could have a focus on children if there are young children in your life. However, what I heard with this was giving and receiving. And sixes in numerology is very much about being of service. It's about giving and receiving. It's about balancing give and take. And when we try to quantify balancing the exchange of energies, whether that be money or time or effort or information, when we quantify that like a tit for tat, things go off balance very quickly. What I'm getting from this, the person in the card is making a lei of flowers, and it seems to be for the intention of either honoring the memory of or actually giving to the other person who appears to be pictured over his heart chakra. And so what I'm receiving from this in terms of the giving is the exchange of energy is in terms of quality, not quantity. And when we're always putting out energy and receiving back, and you could say it, in equal measure, or for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, right? But when we come down to feeling vibrations through all of that, the intentionality, the deliberation, and the love that we put into something also comes back, as well as resentment, fear, anger, bitterness, grief. If that is the energy with which we do something, or that we emanate, then we receive that back. When we're talking about the vibrational influences of our emotions, which would be the cups energy, the bowls, that water energy with these dolphins here, we can receive that. When we receive that energy back, it can feel amplified because of the intensity that we have put into that action, the frequency of it. Like, how many of you, show of hands, even though I can't see them, have had a grandmother in the kitchen that told you when you were little that the first ingredient is always love? Well, why is that? Because honestly, it does make everything taste better. Like, if you bless your water with love, you actually change the water molecules. And then when you take it in, you can actually taste that different intensity. And it's not about quantifying that equal exchange, right? It's about the quality of it. When you have a stressed out parent who's in the kitchen trying to make food for everybody, and yes, they're doing it out of love, they're also doing it out of duty and responsibility, but they're in a state of like high strung whatever. Honestly, it doesn't usually turn out to be their best meal, and everybody's in a mood, and then nobody wants to eat, and blah 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 blah. Right? So there's this idea of doing something with intentionality, because when we send out that vibration, or when we give that thing, that gift, right? Artwork from a child. You could have given a chicken a crayon sometimes, but it's still beautiful because the energy and the intention in it is so profound. It was unleashed, right? So, I mean, I'm a sentimentalist. I could keep scribbles forever, just because I look at it and I look at the colors and the shapes and the thing, and I'm just like, it's just so beautiful to me. But that's what I feel like this Six of Bowls is really highlighting, the intentions and the energy that we put into it. If for better or for worse, it's going to come back to us. And if we put an intention into every little thing, because we're consciously creating it, even if we're giving service, even if we're consciously creating time in our schedule to spend time with someone or to be of service, or it's like walking into that in the right energy, showing up for it in present moment, right? So this is kind of like this energy of showing up for others, showing up for yourself, showing up for your inner child if you're doing some healing work, showing up for others whom you care about, or situations, or groups, or projects, right? It's in how you're showing up. It's the intention behind how you're showing up when you're going to offer your time, your attention, your service, your effort, or an actual material good, whether you've crafted it or bought it. That a lot of people, you discount, or there's arguments, let's say, in personal preferences to and for giving gift cards. Is it perfunctory and, excessive and thoughtless? Or is it, efficient? You're giving somebody the opportunity to get something that they need when you are not sure. But the intention with it, that's the thing. They say the thought that counts. It really does. We don't have to throw that around like it's some kind of perfunctory excuse for, not showing up. When you're deliberately putting that energy into something, or putting that energy into a decision, or you're putting that love, the person receiving it, they will feel it. They will feel it. And their headspace might not be in the same headspace as yours. And so it might take them a while. Or they could feel, but you know that you put love into it. You know that you had intentions, right? And it's putting that energy out there openly, that creates this beautiful wave of exchange. And it's not up to you how somebody else receives it, but it's about you being in your integrity and showing up and giving of yourself. So this equal exchange, even if that's in self-care as well, again, bringing up that healing work, that internal healing work, or showing up for yourself in self-care, or, showing up for the vulnerable parts of yourself and tending them when they need tending, right? Because you need your own attention as well, so that you can show up for the others around you. So again, this, how are you showing up for yourself? How are you showing up for those around you? How are you showing up for the tasks that you're performing? And it doesn't mean that we have to get caught up in the details of things or think somehow it wasn't good enough, but it's more so of get yourself in a headspace before you do a thing. Get yourself into that space of intentionality, of conscious giving, of love. That's what helps you to create more of a return, basically, on what you're putting out there. Because, people, resources, material well-being, health, joyfulness, peace, all of these things that we all as human beings actually strive to not just create and receive, but also then to maintain and appreciate. We need to recognize, that they're in every moment, all of the small little moments. So if that's our big picture, then whatever details come along, whatever individual tasks come along, doesn't really matter, because we're on that big picture of this is how I show up. So I certainly hope that message helps and resonates with today's energy. It seems like it's very much about this, having the intentionality, being conscious, and letting that big picture, those feelings of what you're putting into and how you're showing up, again, for yourself or for anything else that you have going on, that it's that quality of exchange. It's that frequency of that vibration. That's what you're going to be receiving back when you get your return on investment, so to speak. It's not just the quantity of what you put into something, but it's the quality of what you put into it. And you'll receive that back with the intensity. So with that, I leave you peace and blessings, much love, and many, many blessings returning to you for all of the wonderfulness that you put out.